Hey everybody, TWA here with another build video. Today I'll be building an old boxing of Hasegawa's J7W1 Shinden in 1:48 scale. Ejector pin deformations in some awkward locations, such as inside this gear door, were filled with Tamiya tape. I pressed it into the recesses, carefully avoiding pressing it into the pin mark, then trimmed to fit. To add belt detail, I layered 2 pieces of Tamiya tape and cut it into scale-appropriate strips, then secured these strips to the seat. Ends and any interesting bends or folds you may want to do are secured with the help of superglue. I appreciated the interior with Tamiya flat black, followed by white. The cockpit was then painted with Tamiya XF71. I then dry brushed the interior with a Vallejo light gray, eventually dry brushing the instrument panel as well with Vallejo white. I painted the seatbelts with a selection of ammo flesh shades, generally starting with a warm skin tone, adding highlights on high points and dark points lower in the seat or in crevices or folds. After washing the interior with a Flory Models wash, it was removed with a water-soaked Q-tip. Instruments were then glassed with crystal clear. Having completed the interior, it's time to get the fuselage together. I scraped away the contact area, then glued with liquid cement. I probably should have done this before placing the cockpit tub. This was a very awkward fit and didn't really have any effective locators. Getting the wing seated took a bit of finagling, but once it was in place, it was a startlingly good fit for such an old kit. With the fuselage cement setting, the forward gear bay could be glued into place. Thankfully, this kit doesn't really make you try to align it when joining the halves, it just slots easily into place at this stage. I weighted down the nose using tungsten putty. The nose fit was also quite good, didn't really require any putty, though it did require a little bit of cutting and sanding. After painting areas that would later be unreachable with Vallejo matte black, I glued the inlets into place. After all components had been cleaned and primed, the prop was painted with Tamiya red-brown. Following primer, I sprayed the airframe with Tamiya rattle can aluminum. After this had dried, I stippled Vallejo liquid mask onto the airframe with a sponge. The airframe was then modeled with Tamiya IJ in green. After masking, the rudders, home defense bands, leading edges, anti-glare panels, and prop spinner were all painted gloss black. After masking off the anti-glare panel, all other areas were painted with Tamiya flat white. I sprayed the leading edges with Tamiya yellow and a drop of red, while the spinner and rudders were painted straight Tamiya red. This boxing was fairly old, had been opened and poorly stored, and the decals were totally shot. I pawed through the spares box. I was able to find enough random bits from various Japanese kits that after removing the liquid mask and sealing the paint with Tamiya Gloss Clear, I could finally apply decals onto a layer of microset and then contour them to the surface with an application solvaset. After all the decals had dried, I sealed them with another coat of Tamiya Gloss Clear. I added antenna with fine easy line and superglue. Gun barrels were very carefully glued into place, then painted a custom gunmetal made by mixing Vallejo Air Silver and Vallejo Flat Black. At last, the canopy was attached using crystal clear, and I could call the build complete. Overall, I thought this was a startlingly good kit. I think it's held up really well if you can get one for a decent price. The raised details are unfortunate, but kind of given with its age. The fits are great, the interior detail is pretty good without being fiddly. Of course, how well newer boxes fare following 40 years of tool degradation, I couldn't say. I don't love everything about how this came out. I think it would have looked better without the heavy chipping, and I don't think I should have chipped the anti-glare at all. But overall, I think the scheme I came up with looks pretty good and seems plausible enough for a 1946 fictional scenario. I don't think I'll try to do this extreme chipping again using liquid mask though. I've also tried something like this with the hairspray method with limited success, so I think it's time to bite the bullet and just spend the money and get a real product, a real chipping fluid. And with that, I hope you join me next time, and we'll take a look at how Vallejo's heavy chipping medium fares in a very similarly themed project. In any case, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.